Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Well, in continuation of our series of the roots of HOCD, today we want to talk about why feeling anxiety when seeing another male. And of course we've discussed this in other videos, but we want to get a little bit deeper now that you've been with this channel for a while. You've become wiser. And so we go a little bit deeper to explore the psyche and the thought patterns and the ideas and suggestions and influences that are at work to make you feel the way you feel when you see another male while you are completely heterosexual, have always been heterosexual. Now you're going through this HOCD thing, and one of the things that you are bothered by is that why you feel anxiety or feeling of kind of not as strong when you see another male. So let's talk about that a little bit, and of course you ponder inwardly and see how it applies to you and try to figure out the roots, because the long of the short, or the short of the long, the short of the long is that this whole HOCD business is pure bullshit, just simply a nonsense. And you should not even have to consider finding the roots of anything by just knowing that this is nonsense, irrelevant to you, and your gender doesn't change just because thoughts are showing up and popping up. But we're going to discuss it so you will be aware of the mechanism of the psyche. So this thing will be something that human being deals with, and it's not about you, it's about what brain is doing, and understanding the separation between the two helps you to be equipped when such things happen in your life. HOCD, harm OCD, pedophile OCD, all kinds of subsets of OCD. Then you have a knowledge about the mechanism of it rather than thinking, oh, that's me. It's not you, it's never been you, it'll never be you. It's the brain creating thoughts, and thoughts are not you, you're not thoughts, and this is what we're discussing here. So let's get to it. So what do you think it is when you feel inferior or anxiety when you see another male? Well, if you think it through, you got to go back thousands of years ago and find out what was it that human being was most concerned of those days, which has found its way through the time and still with us. Well, security, isn't it? For creating that security, human being has always been interested in trying to get more and more of power. And of course, this is one reason that many of us go to the gym, not just to look good for the girls, also to feel fit and healthy, but also you like to feel powerful. Why? Because power represented safety. Now, when you're going through the HOCD glitch, when you see another male, you feel that this male, having been introduced to you, conditioned in your mind through the movies, that a big guy or ugly guy or guy who's rude or doesn't care or looks funny or weird, either through as a guard in a movie or as a villain or as a hero, such characters have been conditioned and embedded in our minds to consider other people who come in different characters in the movies as capable, through brute force, bring security, safety, and discipline into the whole venue of that movie. But we are mostly influenced by all these things that we are exposed to: movies, books, videos, stories, and through those information, fictitious as they are, we interact with the world through images, through characters, through things. So pretty much we have an image of ourselves, and we have an image of the people out there through the association of these propaganda, movies, videos, and all that have created these characters for us. So we really are living or interacting between our own image and the images that we think is out there in the world. And part of these images are these characters of strength and power and bring all these kind of a security and the things that we are all seeking, and we are convinced at the time of HOCD or however it is what we are traveling in this journey, that we feel we don't have enough of that power in order to combat the fears that we have, the fears that we live in. Obviously, we all live in a paranoia environment. There's so many things, unfairness, so many things are happening in this world that is not to our liking, and it's a worrisome or concern. And for that, we are seeking that safety and security. And for that, we have certain images in our mind that represents, through the movies and all that, these sort of characters can bring about that safety and that certainty or protection. And that is through power. So when you see someone who fits one of those characters, or however they are, just another male, because again, anyone that we see fits a certain character that we've been conditioned to see in the movies and give him a certain role, and that is pretty much the venue of the story that we live, unfortunately, rather than really interacting with the reality of other people. So we have this in our minds, and when we see another male and we are looking for something to take care and protect us from the fears of paranoia and all that, that we have created in our own mind. So our mind has created all these paranoia and fears, which means we cannot really remedy it since it's happening from the brain itself. So we're looking for a solution from outside. And with all these things that we just talked about, the characters and the conditioning of a big ugly guy represents protection and power from the movies and all that. So we now feel that that person is a solution possibly to our fears, which would mean that person represents power, which that person represents security. And that all means we have, in order to get these, that's a need. These are things that we feel we don't have enough power, we don't have enough of what we need to create that security. So it has created a need. So when we attribute this other person to be able to remedy this situation that we are seeking solution to, we find that person more capable than ourselves. And through the image of power that we have given that person, we feel inferior toward that person. But in fact, we're not feeling inferior to the person, we're feeling inferior to the image that we have given to this person, which is the image of power. But most probably, if this person really, no matter how big or ugly or whatever they represent in this whole scenario, if they face a real serious challenge, they probably run like a cat. But we don't know that. Why? Because we don't know them. Because we don't know them, we're accustomed to think what we don't know is actually doesn't have any shortcomings that we feel we might have. We need more power, we need more security, we need less paranoia, we need to protect ourselves, and we know we need all these things, which makes us feel we don't have enough power to bring about the results that we're looking for. But we don't know anything about that person, and because of all the preconditions and conditions we've received, we suddenly think that person is one step ahead of us, or is got what we don't have, which means we feel inferior toward that power, inferior to the fact that that person perhaps could be remedying our need of safety from the fears that we've created in our own heads, and so on and so forth. But the understanding here I'm trying to show you is that you're not feeling inferior toward that male. You're feeling inferior toward the image you have given to that male, which really is power, So you feel inferior towards the need you have to solve something that you're concerned about, and you feel inferior toward power, not that male, not that person, the power that you have bestowed upon that person for the reasons that we talked about. So let's take a short break, and I'll be right with you talking about the second part of this very discussion. I'll talk to you soon.